Hi, let's talk about my favorite beauty products. I'm Alyssa and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about my makeup 2023 favorites for the second time in a row. Not for you, but for me, because it's 12 o'clock at night and I already filmed this and my new lens decided not to cooperate. So here we are again, but that's okay. We're gonna get through it. So today it's all beauty, all makeup. Everything you see on my face now, I've had on since 9:30 a.m. Like I said, it is now midnight. Thankfully, I didn't take it off directly after filming that last session. But every single step, every single product I use today has been a staple and quickly become a favorite of mine throughout this past year. Not every single product came out in 2023, but my love for it developed in 2023. These are staple beauty products that I would ride and die for when I pass. Bury me with all of these. They are that good. I'm pretty confident that I've nailed my routine down pat. It takes me about 30 minutes to do this full face. This is a full, complete face of makeup. I would consider this pretty heavy coverage. Monday through Friday, I do not wear a foundation. So as we go through the products, I'll kind of talk you through what is kind of more of like everyday product, what tips and tricks I do if I'm just kind of going for that moisturizer powder, but like slightly contoured look versus this full glam you see here. So with that, let's get into it. We're gonna go through this in order of how I would do my makeup. So first off, we're gonna start with primers. I talked about this in my previous video. If you've already watched, you already know. e.l.f. Cosmetics primers stole the show for me this year. I have a very big variety of mix between high-end and low-end products, and I think you can get some really high-quality products at a lower price point. And I think a lot of times some things are just marketing, and I'm allowed to say that because I work in marketing. But e.l.f. Power Grip Primer mixed with this e.l.f. Poreless Primer. It is so good. Your makeup will last all day. Clearly, you can see that here. I like to call this my little cocktail. I'll go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, put it on my face all over. Don't miss any spots, even on my neck a little. And then let it seep into the skin for about a minute. And then you're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Primer wherever you feel your most pory. For me, it is in my T-zone area. So right here in this like nose, broad nose area. And then here and on the chin is where I usually go in with this. Let it sit for about 30 seconds to a minute. Again, letting it really seep into the skin. And then we're gonna move on to the next step. So for me, I like to have that kind of glow from within. I don't really like to be too glowy. I'm naturally lean more oily than I do matte. And so I feel like if you're someone like me who tends to be a little more oily, you like to control where your glow is because you were so used to being oily all over that you really want to kind of control that glow. And for me, the best way to do that is to use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Cleanser. So after I go out my primers, I'm just going to take a swatch of this on both cheeks, and then whatever I have left on my brush, I'm going to go on the bridge of my nose, really kind of showcasing that glow from within. It adds like a pretty luminosity underneath the foundation without it being overly glowy. So I contour with two different methods. The first method is I do it underneath my foundation. And the way I do that is by using the e.l.f. Halo Glow contour sticks. When I do wear foundation, I use the shade Tan Deep. And when I'm not wearing foundation, I use the shade Light Medium. I love contouring under my foundation just because I think it just looks a hell of a lot more natural than doing it over. But to each their own, each method looks beautiful. So whatever you're comfortable doing, stick to doing that. I also contour later on with powder, and we will get into that product later on. After we do all that, the next step is foundation. And I have two foundations, one of which was new to me this year, and one has been a staple in my beauty routine for the last 5 to 6 years, and that is the YSL All Hours Foundation. They recently did a rebranding, so if you have seen this in stores labeled as new, it's really just because they've rebranded the bottle. Very similar to the old one. I have another one somewhere. Very similar to the old one, not incredibly different. The caps are pretty different. And a little different on the front label. For the most part, the recipe is pretty much the same. The only thing they changed that really kind of made me not happy is that the colors have changed. So this is pretty dang perfect for me. I like to go a little darker in foundation shades, and I wear an LC5. I probably could have done like an LC6 or LC 5.5, but the LC5 is like damn near perfect on me. This next one was actually recommended to me by a makeup artist, and she said it was because it had skin benefiting ingredients in it, and that is the House Labs foundation. I really enjoyed this. This one is definitely, I think, a little thinner as far as coverage goes than the YSL, but both are extremely buildable, so you can kind of control the coverage you're wanting to have. I love this because it really does just feel like skin. The YSL foundation isn't heavy by any means, but it's foundation. You know what I mean? The House Labs feels kind of a little bit more like a tinted moisturizer, honestly. It's very breathable. And I love that it has skin benefiting ingredients in it. So if it's that time of the month, or maybe I'm not taking care of my skin, maybe I've been really busy and traveling and I've slacked off a little and my skin is reaping the negative outcome of that, I'll dump into the House Labs foundation and switch from the YSL and be doing this instead, because I know it's going to benefit my skin in the long run. After foundation, I go in with my liquid blush. As you can see here, I did not touch up my blush at all. As a reminder, I did this makeup at 9:30 a.m. It is now midnight. And I have this special little cocktail that I do. I posted about it on Instagram and TikTok. And after my foundation, I go in with my liquid blush. And the liquid blush I use is from Rare Beauty Cosmetics, specifically Peace and Hope. And I like to do 2 spots of Hope with Peace in the middle and then blend it all out. And then after that, I go in with my concealer. But this routine and this special cocktail that I do, and just technique of how I apply my blush, I think really helps make it last all day. Like, I'm looking in my camera's finder and you can see the pigment. It's there and it lasts all day. And I'm telling you, if you do your makeup steps this way, your blush will last all day long. So again, mixing Peace and Hope. I love Rare Beauty's liquid blush. These have been the best for me. They've been the most pigmented and again, lasting all day. But I think that's also a mix of the technique and the way that I apply my blush. So after we do blush, we're going to go in with concealer. My number one concealer is the Hourglass Vanish concealer in the shade Silk. I do still love the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, but it is very thick. It is extremely high coverage, which is fabulous. This is high coverage as well, but it's allowing your skin to breathe. I have a bit of a more mature under eye, and also I almost feel like I did myself a disservice by wearing the Tarte Shape Tape concealer every single day. I felt like it was so heavy, it almost aided in creating wrinkles. You don't want to be pulling that skin down. Your skin under your eyes is so fragile. You want a concealer that's breathable. That's not to say don't use it. I still use it on special occasions or events where I really want that under eye to be snatched. Like, I'm talking bulletproof, and this is pretty damn near bulletproof, but it's breathable and it's a great everyday wear. I think there's a time and a place for that heavy full coverage, and every day is not it. So that's why I wanted to talk about the Hourglass Silk foundation. Hourglass Vanish concealer in the shade Silk, and I just go in a little in the corner and then up the eye, and then I also use it as an eye primer. And if you have very oily lids, the best primer that was great for me back when I had really oily lids, my skin has since changed, and it's not as oily anymore, on the lids at least. And it was the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, was the best by far. I believe in the shade Eden, if they still have it. Best eyeshadow primer for oily lids, hands down, highly recommend. But if you don't have that bad of oily lids, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, if your eyeshadow is creasing, it's probably because you have oily lids and you're probably not priming. The next best thing you can do is conceal with your concealer and then set the concealer before you go in with any eyeshadow. And I promise you will see a difference in the way your eyeshadow looks and the way it's pigmented, and how long it lasts. Okay, so after concealer, you need to set. And what we're going to set that concealer with is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Pressed Powder. And we're going to use this little triangular puff from Amazon. And you just go in, as you can see, fan favorite right here. And you just dap. And then you're going to press it into the skin. Then after you do that and you want to bake and make sure you ensure its longevity, you're going to go in with a loose powder, and that loose powder is going to be the Givenchy Prism Powder, specifically in the shade 3, the rose shade. My only qualm with this product is that it's in 4 different compartments, so when you dump it out into the cap, it's still like separated, and you want to bring those colors together. And I get the marketing and the packaging, and it's beautiful, and you're showcasing to us that your product's so good. It says it has 4 different colors, but like, can we showcase that and then somehow have it come out together and not be separated? Like, I don't know how we do that, but that is my only qualm with it. And again, it doesn't really cause any issues because once you stick your brush in it and swirl it around, you're fine anyway. But that is the only thing that really drives me crazy about this product. Other than that, it is absolutely fabulous. It makes your makeup last all day. It makes you look poreless. Beautiful, chef's kiss, 10 out of 10. Okay, so after we do the liquid blush, after we do our concealer and we set everything, we're gonna go back in with a powdered blush. And this year I fell in love with Benefit's Shelly blush. And I am very skeptical about blushes, so I bought the mini one. And as you can see, we have officially hit pan, but by golly, this thing has lasted me so long. The next go around, I know I'm gonna be buying the bigger size product just because I know I'm going to use it. I use this thing every day. But as you can see, that technique I was talking about, liquid blush first, then I conceal and set, and then I go back over and touch it with the Shelly. And it lasts all day. It is so good. Ever since I started doing that and I discovered that that's what works for me, I've never gone back, never had any issues. But this blush is just this beautiful deep coral shade with beautiful pearlescent shimmer in it, and I'm obsessed. I haven't touched a different blush all year. Okay, so before I discovered the e.l.f. Halo Glow, I was using a cream bronzer, and that was the Patrick Ta Cream Contour and Powder Bronze Duo Compact. I still use this for the powder because after I have done the rest of my steps, I go back in and contour my face with the powder in this. This is the shade She Is Sculpted. As you can see, we have hit pan, but once I discovered the e.l.f. products, I kind of stopped using the cream. Also, it's just more convenient to use the e.l.f. products because like I said, it's a wand, so just swoosh, swoosh, and then you blend and you're good. This one, you got to pull out a brush and do all that. And I say that like it's such a huge hassle, but when you're someone like me who's almost always running late, pick up the time where you can. And for me, that's with the contour one. I still use the powder contour in here all the time. I have it on today. And then this is my backup that I really need to open because I am really scraping the barrel here with this guy. I mean, we need to just put that to rest. I also like to use this powder on my nose to contour my nose as well. Then to kind of blend everything together, put the final veil on the face, I like to go in with a light bronzer, nothing too crazy. And for me, that has been the Kylie Cosmetics Tequila Tan. When I tell you I've had this bronzer for so long, I'm about to show you the condition of it. I had to Google to make sure that Kylie still made this bronzer because I was like, hang on, I've had this bad boy for a very long time and I use it almost every single day. Maybe not every day, but almost every single day, and we finally hit pan. So that just comes right off now because we've had it for so long. And as you can see, we've hit pan, but we still got a lot of product in there. And this, from what I recall, was fairly affordable when I bought it. And I actually think I bought it during the Ulta sale like a year or two ago, and it was $10. So keep an eye out for that, but I will link it down below. And I will put all the prices up on the screen or down below so that you can see what everything costs. Like I said, I have a great mix of high-end and low-end products. You can really find great things in both categories. So now we're going to talk about eyeshadows, and these are the 3 palettes I have sworn by. I used to be someone that tipped into a new palette every single day, but I've really minimized my routine and gotten it down to about 30 minutes if I'm doing this full glam look and 10 minutes if it's Monday through Friday. So the first palette I want to talk about is the Natasha Denona Mini Glam palette. It is just so beautiful, great for travel. And once you use Natasha Denona palettes, like this is a great intro way to get into her palettes, as her palettes are a little pricier. It's just putting cashmere on your eyes. It is so soft, so buttery, so blendable, so breathable. Like it doesn't feel cakey on the eyelids. And if you've had eyeshadow that does that, you know what I mean. But this is truly putting cashmere onto your eyelids. So buttery, so soft, and everything blends out so beautifully. So much so that after I bought this, I got the Natasha Denona Full Glam palette, and I really love this, especially for weddings and events. One of my pet peeves is an all pink eye look. I literally cannot stand it, and I feel like a lot of makeup artists lean towards that for weddings, and that is just not my vibe. I think you need to balance out those pinks with a lot of neutral earthy tones, and this palette does that so beautifully. They've even thrown in a couple of gold and copper shimmery tones, which is also really great if you have a bride or if you're a makeup artist, or maybe you're just an everyday person who doesn't want to wear pink eyeshadow every day. I absolutely love it. Again, that same Natasha Denona quality where it is cashmere on your eyes, and this palette has a really great variety of matte shades and shimmer shades, and it also tells you under each eyelid or under each color, like this is for the center of your eyelid, this is the outer eyelid, this is the inner corner, and this is the crease, this is a transition shade. So it's really beginner friendly. This would be a great gift for someone who's just getting into makeup, or for yourself if you want to learn. This really kind of like literally spells it all out for you. The next palette I'm obsessed with, I don't think I can say the name of it on YouTube without being shadow banned, so I'm just gonna show it to you. This is, if you are an all matte eyeshadow girly, this is the best eyeshadow palette. I cannot stress that enough. I know Makeup by Mario, I actually own that one, and it's great and it's super fabulous for traveling, but this one, there is not a shade in here that I've ever dipped in and was like, wow, that's a horrible shade. All of these blend out really beautiful. They are so good. This is like the picture perfect neutral matte eyeshadow palette. I am obsessed with this palette. I should buy 2 backups just in case he discontinues it, but it is the best. Like I said, if you are a matte eyeshadow girly, you need this eyeshadow in your life. It is perfect. It has every single shade you would ever think of. And even if you're like not explorative, but you want to kind of test the waters with different shades, this is the perfect palette to do if you're like trying to figure out even what undertones you are, because it has all the undertones and you'd be surprised what undertones might look good on you even if you were told that that's not your undertone. So highly recommend. It's such a fun palette to play around with. After eyeshadow, I usually go in and do my eyebrows, and I only use 2 eyebrow products, and it is, the number one is my Goof Proof brow pencil. I've probably gone through a million of these in my life, and I use the shade 2.5, and I prefer this one over the other one because the tip is kind of triangular. So if I wanted a deeper, thicker line to stencil out my eyebrows, I have it, but if I need to get in and be a little more fine with that line, I have that option as well with the tip of the triangle. So I really, really love this. And then the 24-hour brow setter was actually given to me because I actually get my eyebrows done at the Benefit Brow Bar within Ulta. Okay, so for mascaras, I'm really excited about this one. I have 3 I want to talk about. The first one is a $5 mascara that I use on my top lashes. It's what I use today, and it is by Essence, and it is the Lash Princess mascara, specifically the pink one. There's also a green and purple one. Today, we're specifically talking about the pink one. I absolutely love this, and for the price point, you cannot beat it. However, I cannot use it on my lower lash line because it does bleed a little. So because of that, I go in with just a tiny bit of the Benefit Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara. This little tube will last me for forever because I just use it on my lower lash line, and I don't gob it onto my lower lash line. I just do one thin layer to basically just tint them black and define the lashes themselves. So a little goes a very long way. Another super affordable mascara that I have fallen in love with this year is the Ulta Beauty Curled Up Mascara. I recently just ran out, and this is a new bottle, but I absolutely love this one. I tried one other one by Ulta, and I couldn't remember which one it was, but I wasn't a fan, but I fell completely in love with this, and I go with the shade Jet Black in this one. Essence, I believe there's only one shade with that, and same with Better Than Sex, but they're all just black mascaras. Okay, let's talk about eyeliner. So I kind of went out of order. Eyeliner would go before mascara, but for me, eyeliners, I actually love using eyeshadow as eyeliners, but when I want a deeper, more defined line and a little less smoky, I go with a liquid eyeliner, and that is the NYX Epic Wear Waterproof. It is truly waterproof liquid eyeliner, and I use the shade brown. It is just this beautiful, rich, dark, deep brown, and I have that on my eyes today. I love it. It is so easy and smooth with the application, so it's really easy. I think it's beginner friendly, but as always, eyeliner is probably the trickiest thing for me, and I think for a lot of women. So just take your time, go slow, and make sure your elbow's on the table, because that's what helps me, honestly. Probably the only thing on my face to have faded today, but in my opinion, it's still fine. It's just not as pigmented as it was, as you'll see in this video in 20 seconds, is my inner corner highlight. And I love to use the Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Cottage Cheese. It just brightens up my eyes. It makes them look bigger when I give them that really deep pigmented highlight in that inner corner. And if you're looking for something a little more subtle, I love the shade Yogurt. It's a little bit more bronzy. I love using that in the summertime. It is just gorgeous. I love these. These are so good. So to top it all off, to really set and seal that makeup look that you work so hard on in place, you need a top tier setting spray, something you would wear on your wedding day perhaps. And that is the Jeffree Star Wedding Day Setting Spray. He was not kidding around when he named it that. This truly is the thing that I am going to make sure I wear on my wedding day. And I just drown my face in it, spray it all over, and then I let it dry with this handy dandy little handheld fan that I've had from Amazon for years. I'm actually looking at it. It's actually quite disgusting. I should probably get a new one. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a note to get ourselves a new one because it's kind of gross. TMI. But I love this thing. It comes in handy. And if I'm running really late for work, or like I don't have time to let my primer set into my skin for like a minute or two, I will take this and kind of help speed up the process. Sometimes I've used it for my hair too. If I'm curling my hair and I want to kind of like set that curl and let it cool down quickly, I will use this too. And honestly, it works. Every time I do that, it obviously takes longer, but every time I do that, my curls last for like 3 days straight. So love this guy. I will also put this guy down below, but the best setting spray ever. I will not make a dime off of mentioning this, so you know I'm being honest. All the other products I'm pretty sure I have affiliate links for, but this I will not make a single cent from. And if you learn anything from this video, is that you need this setting primer. It is so good. I have like 3 backup bottles in my drawer because I actually did my friend's makeup for her wedding. And when she asked me to do that, I was like, I need to make sure that he does not discontinue this. Like, I just feel like now I live in a constant fear of when I find something that's so good, I hoard it and stock up on it because I just don't ever want it to go away. I do not wear lashes every single day, but this past year, every time I have, it's been the same lash, so much so that I have it on auto order on Amazon, and that is the Ardell Naked Lashes in the number 423. If you are someone who is just getting into lashes, this would be really great for you. It's super natural. It just like accentuates your natural lashes. Half the time people don't even realize I'm wearing lashes, but if I didn't have them on, I wouldn't feel as voluminous in my lashes, if that makes sense. You guys can kind of see the difference here. It's just a very subtle, just like adds a little subtle oomph to your lashes. And they're super lightweight, so they're really beginner friendly. I highly recommend if you want to dip your toes into the false lash universe, starting with these. And also, if you've already dipped your toes in, but you find that your eyes water, or maybe you get a little irritated with them, I want you to try it out again, but try it with this lash glue. This is the Kiss Lash Strip adhesive with aloe, and specifically it is latex free. The fact that it is latex free is going to make your eyes not water. It's not going to irritate you, but it is going to keep your lashes on all day. It's a high quality lash glue, but it does not irritate you at all. I'm telling you, just try it out, come back, let me know, and be like, oh my God, Alyssa, you are so right. That lash glue changed the game for me with false lashes. Thank you so much. How can I ever repay you? And you can repay me by liking this video and subscribing to this YouTube channel, and then coming back and telling me how fabulous this lash glue was. We're gonna wrap today's video up with lips. I've got 3 products I wanna talk about. You guys already, if you watched the 2023 overall favorite products, you already know them. And in the last video, I was wearing the Buxom Lip Plumping Primer, and I'm just going to quickly go over these again. But if you want to know more detail, go watch that video. This is a plumping lip primer, but it's not, I don't want you to think it's going to make your lips feel like how a plumping lip gloss would, because it doesn't do that by any means. I love defining my lips with this, specifically in the shade Hush Hush Henna, and then I will go in and mix it together with the Burt's Bees original chapstick. I don't know why, but this chapstick, for some reason, out of all the other chapsticks, just blends this formula together so well on my lips, making it look super seamless yet defined and pouty. The next one, if you want your lipstick to last all day, you don't want to worry about it, you want it to go through breakfast, lunch, and dinner, through greasy cheeseburgers, through happy hour drinks, through your meetings that you're going to kick ass in, Maybelline Stay All Day Liquid Lip. I actually have it on my lips right now. And I do have it topped with a lip gloss. You can top these with a lip gloss. They're not going to last as long. Although in between these 3 million takes of me trying to film this video, I stopped and I ate some nachos and I drank my water and drank a glass of tea. Don't believe me. Here it is with my lip mark on it. And it's still pretty intact. If I didn't have the lip gloss on though, you wouldn't see those lip marks at all. So shade Seductress is like my go-to signature shade in the Maybelline Stay All Day Liquid Lip. And then the lip gloss I have on is also a fan favorite of mine. I don't know what fan I'm saying. I am the fan. Buxom Full On Plumping Lip Cream. This is in the shade Mudslide. I also love the shade Peach Daiquiri. And I also have the plumping lip gloss in the shade Brook, which is also stunning. This, when they say plumping, does feel like a plumping lip gloss. So you're going to get a little bit of that tingle, but I love them. They're so juicy. They're so pigmented and they truly do plump the lips a little bit. And it just lasts. Like the longevity for this lip gloss is a little like unbelievable, honestly, because I feel like lip gloss is like the first thing to go. And I mean, I haven't touched up since the last time I took the video, which was like 3 hours ago. And like I said, I ate and drank and we're still glossing. So that is it for my beauty favorites. We have gone top to bottom from start to end. The best products you're going to ever want for a full face of makeup. We have longevity. We have top quality products that are going to last your face all day. Like I said, this face was at 9:30 a.m. We are now at 12:42 a.m. And here we are. She still looks just as bad as good as she did when we first did it this morning. So I really hope you guys try out these products. If you're already using these products, let me know down below. If you try these products and they didn't work out for you, let me know why they didn't, because I'd love to know if maybe it's user error or maybe it's not meshing with your other products as well. Sometimes that happens if you're mixing an oil-based product and an alcohol-based products. They'll kind of just slide off of each other rather than working together cohesively. So yeah. I hope this video helped. I hope you guys try some new products and you have fun with makeup in 2024. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and I will see you guys in the next one next week. Bye.